guys, welcome back to Caffeine Not Included. If you were enjoying that straight up fire jam, that is Can't Get Over You by Joji. I love him. His music videos are insane. He's it's definitely a listening artist.
Yeah, he's a mood guy. Like that's a very distinctive kind of sound. I like it though.
I like it a lot too. If you're in for it, then you'll enjoy his music too.
I heard you just got back from Texas.
I did. I went to a wedding on a ranch, which I'm from Texas, so you would think that would be kind of my element, but it is not.
I'm surprised we're friends because I don't like Texas. I don't like anything about Texas, and I don't like weddings.
Are
in
you
Texas.
serious? Have you eaten anything while you were in Texas?
Yeah, everywhere you go, it's meat. It's like basically you don't even have to have.
Gosh,
if you have a restaurant in Texas, you just call it meat. That's it, because that's everywhere they go. Have you had cow cooked like this though? Because we're in Texas, it's different.
Well, don't go to the barbecue places. Go and get some Mexican food or something like that. That's where it's at. You gotta have the Mexican food. But I don't own cowboy boots. I don't have a cowboy hat. I definitely don't have a plaid button-up. So
can you line dance?
I can a little bit, yeah.
Do you have a pickup truck?
No, I don't.
Did you play football at West Canaan?
No, I didn't play football. I played basketball.
I heard high school football is everything.
In Texas, yes. Our high school football stadium looked like a college stadium. It was insane, and it would be sold out.
That's because there's nothing else to do in Texas.
That's just not true. They're just like their football.
Yeah. Would you ever live there again?
I would probably live there again. Yeah, for sure. I like Texas.
Did you know this?
Yeah.
You live in Texas? Ugh, I need new friends.
No. Are you serious?
Let's get into our first story.
The first story is a little insane because it's about a man in Pennsylvania who just straight up was like, you know what? I'm not paying for any tolls, and just goes through the tolls 2,264 times, over $128,000 in fees.
Just think about that for a second. The guy never paid his tolls because now you can just drive through, right? Like you don't have to talk to people. So he didn't have an easy pass. He was just like, I'll figure it out. $128,000 is what he ended up owing the state after all his fines. Here's the genius thing. He settles with them for $11,500. This man is my hero.
He was just like, yeah, I'm guilty. And they just gave him $11,500. That means he owed that much money in tolls that he did not pay, and he got away with.
Yeah.
He saved money.
So, I mean, what's the incentive to pay the tolls at this point? If you're just going to settle like everything for a fraction, I think they need to put people back in the toll booth. Like, I don't know if that's a fun thing to do for work, but when you have to actually say, here's my money, can I have some change?
Daryl, I hate waiting in the toll lines.
Everyone does.
Everyone hates it. Just get an easy pass. Don't blow through the tolls. Be respectful to your state.
Have you ever skipped a toll?
Those bridges. I've gone through tolls before, yeah, but I had to go back and pay them. I paid it.
You go back, right? You wait
no,
till
you
they
don't
send
go
you
back.
something in the
Yeah,
mail.
they send it in the mail and then you just pay it. Yeah.
So if he racked up $128,000, how many times were they sending this dude mail?
I don't know. It might have been a lot in paper. They killed some trees on that one.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like paying tolls. I don't get it. We're about to get tolls here in North Carolina. It's going to suck.
Good old 77.
I'm with you, though. Get the Easy Pass.
Yeah, you got to have the Easy Pass.
Unless you're in Florida. Then it's the Sun Pass. All right, so our next story is about a high school prank gone wrong, I guess. This is amazing. You're going to love this story. This high school kid in, of course, Florida, hacked into the computer system and sent out an email. I'm going to read the email to you guys. This is what everybody got in their inbox. Faculty and parents and students. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay. The district is required to conduct a mandatory penis inspection on all male Labella High School students in accordance with the Florida Penal Health Code 69. This kid's amazing. So this went out to everybody, and obviously it was a pretty funny prank. And
were there any kids that were just like waiting the next day?
Yeah. So he said seniors who do not pass the inspection will not be allowed to graduate. That was also in the email. So I'm sure there were some people that are like straight A students, like, I got to get my penis inspected or I can't graduate. And then he went on to say, female students are to disregard this message. I think this is a hilarious prank.
I think it's a funny prank. It was a senior prank, right? Like that was the goal, or no?
I mean, I think once you hack into the system, it goes a little beyond just a senior prank.
He's just like straight up trying to be funny and make...
But this is what's happening. There's kids brilliant enough to pull this off.
I think it's funny. I feel like he had to have someone else help him with you will not be able to graduate unless you pass the test. Like, I feel like it's hard for a high school student to be thinking like this.
Pretty funny.
This dude's parent was involved in this.
Well, obviously,
Maybe.
parents are reacting different ways. Some parents are saying this is hilarious, and then a couple parents are like, it is hilarious, but I'm a little troubled that he was able to hack into the computer systems in the
Well,
school.
I guess he did hack in there pretty easy, right? Like maybe they should take a look at that.
He literally got everybody's
'cause there's
email
private
address.
Yeah, it's private information on there, man. Dang.
All the same, hilarious prank. All right, in other news, it's time for our political segment. So there was a news story coming out earlier this week that we're sending 1,500 troops to Iraq. We don't know anything about politics. That's why we check in with Thomas Mamalakis, our political correspondent. Let's check in.
Thomas, what's going on, my man? So what's the deal? I feel like we're always in the Middle East. Why? What is going on?
So recently there was an attack on 4 oil tankers. The Pentagon states that it was the Iranian Revolutionary Guard that was behind it. Sort of like how they're behind everything else that's going on in Yemen, Lebanon, Syria. So what does the Trump administration do? We're going to posture. We're going to have a show of force. So they're sending these troops over there just to let Iran know we're not messing around.
Okay, that makes sense. But now, obviously, it's happening. So I heard first Trump wanted 20,000 troops, but now we have 1,500 going over there. Now what?
You know, honestly, this is the same president that thought that the first Iraq war was bad, and he wanted to pull troops out of Afghanistan. So I don't think Trump's necessarily pissed that Congress is, tightening the purse strings on him. That said, in the end, a declaration of war has to come through Congress. A president can't just willy-nilly walk on into the Middle East with 100,000 troops.
So, Thomas, there has to be other people talking about this. How is the rest of the world reacting to this situation?
So obviously the Arab League, you got the Egyptians, the Saudis, the Jordanians, and the Israelis are all behind any kind of stoppage against any kind of aggression that the Iranians are posing. That said, who's on the other side? Who's on the Iranian side? You got the Russians, the Chinese, and even much of the European Union wants to make sure that there's peace and that we can go back to the Iranian nuclear deal that Trump pulled us out of so that Iran doesn't have an excuse to keep enriching uranium and then consequently creating a nuclear bomb.
All right, well, thank you so much, Thomas. We appreciate it. Always keeping us in the loop.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thanks, guys.
It's always interesting to talk to Thomas because he's like right in the middle. He just gives you the right information. I wish the news was like that.
Yeah, Thomas gives it to you straight, and I enjoy every time that we get to get some information from him.
Yep.
All right, it's time for our movie review, and this week Daryl and I saw the raving, critically acclaimed film Booksmart. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right out of the gate. I don't know if it's
It's
still
like
here.
98% right
98%.
now, but it's a teen comedy about 2 girls who are very studious, and they decide on their last day before graduation that they haven't lived and they need to live. So they're going to go and live it up the night before graduation.
Just party it up.
Yeah, so it's another teen party comedy. We've seen these before. How did this one stack up for you?
I thought there were a lot of shots and scenes in it to me that were very similar to Superbad, like almost like just shot for shot it was the same.
Okay.
I don't know if you felt that way or not. But I did think it was very funny. I didn't think I had really high expectations for the film, especially seeing how highly rated it was, that I think I went into it expecting a lot more than what I got. But I still thought it was a really good film. I thought it was really funny. I'm glad I went and saw it. I thought Olivia Wilde did a great job directing and shooting it. The shots were great. All in all, I was happy with it. I don't know if it deserves 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I still think it was a good film.
Here's the other thing about a comedy in 2019. Olivia Wilde had her hands full. I mean, it's got to be hard to put a comedy together. We've seen comedy really kind of be on the defensive these days with like what's acceptable. And I thought this held up pretty good. The people talked like we talk. It wasn't like too PC. You know what I mean? They were funny.
No, they were funny. They definitely pushed the limits on a lot of things.
I thought she walked the tightrope beautifully. Like Olivia Wilde killed it. The actresses, obviously, Caitlin Dever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was
You're right.
fantastic, and the chemistry between her and Beanie
They were
Feldstein, they're hilarious.
They were
together.
very hilarious together, and everything seemed like it flowed really nice between them. Like they had good on.
I want to see more from this duo of
Yeah,
comedy.
they should do some more stuff.
A lot of good laughs. I recommend it. I think it was funny. I would see it again. I'd give it a 9. I loved it.
Yeah, see, I'm giving it a 7. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny, but I also thought there was some, I thought it should have been better at times, and I also thought it was a little bit too similar to Superbad for some scenes, but all in all, still a great movie, and I would recommend it to anybody to go and see it.
All right, guys, that's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I got my caffeine and yours, actually,
Heck yeah.
from Galavia.
I'm talking about.
Very tasty. And before we go, don't forget, here's our Instagram follow of the week.
It is Maker's Pizza.
Who doesn't love pizza?
Who doesn't love pizza? I'm a big fan.